Today I fucked up by losing my right testicle in a ball slapping contest. Obligatory didn't happen today but 4 years ago when I was 17. Also no need for a throwaway account since pretty much everyone I know have heard the story. My friend and I were in the sauna and he gets an idea that we should see which one of us could make our balls clap louder by hip thrusting back and forth, and I was like, yeah, haha, let's do that. So there we were, two straight dudes standing in the sauna hip thrusting away and laughing at the sound our sacks made. My friend won the contest and we sat down. I started to feel a little uncomfortable, like someone was squeezing my right nut. It didn't hurt that much when I was sitting down, but once I got out of the sauna and went to take a shower the pain level spiked suddenly. My vision went blurry and ears started ringing from the pain, and possibly dehydration from furiously hip thrusting in an 80 degrees Celsius sauna. I dragged myself to the kitchen and sat down. My friend brought me a glass of water and I chugged it down in one go. I told him that my testicle hurts like never before and asked if he had any painkillers. He asked me if I preferred paracetamol or ibuprofen. I said I'll have both. I chewed the pills and swallowed them without water or anything. Usually I require generous amounts of water, but this time it was an emergency. I laid down on his bed for a while, and when the pain was at a tolerable level I told him that I'm going to head home. I had ridden my moped there, so I had to ride it home as well. It was winter and the roads were bumpy. Each bump felt like someone punched me in the ball sack, but I managed to get home. Once I got home I walked straight to my room and went to sleep. Usually I stay up late, so my mom came to see me and asked why I went to sleep so early. She was worried that I had been drinking or taken drugs, so I just told her that I almost fainted and want to sleep now. In the morning when I woke up the pain had eased, but my testicle was oddly shaped and still a bit sore, so I rode my moped to school and went to the school nurse straight away. She examined my ball and wrote me a referral to a hospital. When I got home from school I showed the referral to my dad and he drove me to the hospital. There they took a urine sample and an ultrasound. We waited for the results, and an hour later a surgeon comes almost running to me and told me that I had a testicular torsion and that we would be going to the operating room immediately. A nurse handed me hospital clothes and my dad took all my personal belongings. I changed my clothes and lied down on the hospital bed, and they rushed me through the hospital to the operating room. I was put to sleep, and when I woke up in the recovery ward I immediately sat up. A nurse noticed me and told me about the surgery. They tried to restore the blood flow to my testicle, but it had already gone necrotic, and it had to be removed. I started laughing hysterically, probably due to the medication and anesthetics. The nurse informed my parents and they came to visit me an hour later. They were shocked about my condition, and asked me how I was feeling as a man, but I told them that I just find it funny how one can lose a testicle in a ball slapping contest. Too long didn't read. Had a hip thrusting contest with my friend to see who could clap one's balls loudest, ended up losing the contest and my right testicle. My question is, how TF do your balls hurt like crazy, yet you go to school, go to the nurse, then don't go home but wait until school is over to go to the hospital? Lol. A friend of mine also had a testicle torsion and almost lost his nut, but he said he was in such a pain that he immediately rushed to the hospital. My ex-boyfriend had testicular cancer and he waited until one of his balls was like 93% tumor or something. This today I fucked up sounds very, very Finnish. Wanna have a ball clapping contest at the Torai. We had a kid in high school that had testicular cancer and lost a ball. The basketball coach was unaware when he yelled at him, "Run like you've got a pair." It did not go over well with everyone else that was aware of his condition. Poor kid. D. Did your hormone levels change? If so, did you notice side effects or find any in blood work? Edit. Also, I think you won the contest just because of your proven commitment to competitive ball slapping. When a testicle is removed, the other one starts working double time to make up the hormone production, so no, there are no noticeable changes. Also, I'd like to thank you for judging the contest to my favor. Was it worth losing your ball for a story this good? Totally. Today I fucked up by ruining a vegetarian's love of gummy candy. I like to have some gummy bears at my desk in the morning. Because every day is a good day when you start it with gummy bears. I always offer some to anyone who happens to pass through my office. One person in our office is a vegetarian, I am aware of this. They passed by as another person and I were enjoying gummy bears. I quickly began to offer them one and then halfway through my offer I was like, oh sorry, right. You won't want these? They responded with, why wouldn't I? I love gummy bears. I stared awkwardly for a moment before responding with, well, they have beef gelatin in them. Them, what do you mean beef gelatin? Why would they use that instead of regular gelatin? Me, I thought all gelatin came from animals. Them, are you serious? You aren't serious, right? I love gummy bears. My kid and I eat them together all the time. Kid is vegetarian as well. Me, now panicking, I think I am. I don't know. Maybe you're right? I'm sorry. You're welcome to have some, but the label definitely specifies beef gelatin. They now eye my gummy bears with a strange expression of disbelief, longing, anger, and disgust. I swear I could see them going through the stages of grief because I know how sad I would be if gummy bears were ruined for me. So today I fucked up by shattering a vegetarian's blissfully ignorant love of gummy bears. Too long didn't read. Today I fucked up by informing a vegetarian who loves gummy bears that gelatin comes from animals, thus ruining gummy bears for them, and subsequently their child. Edit, front page. All you guys are awesome. And I'm learning so much. I just want to clarify a couple of items. First, this coworker of mine isn't preachy at all or anything. I just happen to know their choice and respect it. I have no idea if it's for health or ethical or sensory reasons or whatever. Second, my understanding is that their child chooses to also follow a vegetarian diet but is encouraged to try anything they want, so no forced vegetarianism on the child, yay. I'm excited about all the dialogue. And feeling a little drunk on the power of knowledge. But pretty please don't bash my coworker for their dietary choices because, ultimately, it is their choice, smile. And they don't judge me for eating candy for breakfast. Thanks Reddit world. Edit 2, formatting, thank you to the user who showed me the way. Hopefully it's a bit better now. Also, thank you for the awards. But if they are costing you money, please donate said money to a charity near you that feeds hungry people, or buy a vegetarian friend a bag of vegetarian-friendly gummy bears. Fun fact, Swedish Fish and Sour Patch Kids are both vegan. Edit, in summary Oreos are also vegan. In some countries these candies aren't vegan, and candy is bad for you due to the obvious reasons and also chemicals. Skittles are also vegan. I work in a hospital and I had to break this kind of news to vegetarians all the time. Because they'll see others in their room get blank and they'll ask why they don't have it. I tell them it's due to their vegetarian diet type. Some of the things they point out surprise me, like Jell-O. I guess this is similar to your case of gummy bears, they refuse to believe it has a beef byproduct in it. When my vegan wife was in the hospital, the nurse got in an argument with her claiming the tuna sandwich she gave her wasn't meat. So that's awesome of you to actually make an effort. Making s'mores for a group of kids once, I watched a young staffer crush a child's joy by telling him marshmallows aren't vegetarian. I dug out a can of vanilla frosting to replace his marshmallow. And he gamely roasted marshmallows for his friends, but he was definitely crying on the inside. My vegetarian sister-in-law used to bring a can of marshmallow fluff to bonfires, until she found vegan marshmallows. She would scoop some out on a grill spatula, and warm it over the fire like marshmallow. I gave her 10/10 for innovation. I'm really surprised they didn't know that gelatin comes from animals. It's the #1 thing on every list of foods you didn't know to avoid for vegetarians. That being said, a lot of health food candies use pectin in place of gelatin. Double check the package before you quote me, but I'm pretty sure Annie's gummies are veg. Marshmallows were the hardest thing for me when I went veg. This was 10 years ago, and veg marshmallows were few and far between. If they are pescatarian and not veg, they can look in the kosher section of most grocery stores for kosher items, made with fish gelatin. My great-grandpa was in the Salvation Army. He loved a ginger wine once a week as he thought it was alcohol-free like ginger beer is. No one had the heart to tell him. Or, that's kinda adorable. Today I fucked up by finding my girlfriend's Tumblr. So I've been seeing this girl for almost 6 months now. She's super terrific to me, and I really think things are going better than they've gone in my most recent relationships. We met on Tinder. I personally deleted Tinder 2 weeks after meeting her because I was that into her. She told me she did the same about 2 weeks after that. However, a recent Instagram post notified me that she had a Tumblr account. Figured I'd look at it, because we had each other on other social medias, and I was curious. Big mistake. She's got a substantial amount of followers and notes, but I've noticed all she talks about is her ex and how she's in love with him, and other Tinder guys she's gone on dates with. We started playing video games together recently, and I've just found out that her interest in them came from a guy she just spent last weekend with. She has no idea I know any of this information, and I'm too into her to say anything. Too long didn't read. Girlfriend I'm basically in love with has a Tumblr talking about her recent Tinder dates and undying love for her ex, and she doesn't know I know. Believe me, this is not a today I fucked up. You made a discovery that will help you not make a great mistake. What you are feeling isn't permanent. You found someone that you like, and that will pass, believe me. It's not love that you are feeling, it's the comfort of having someone by your side. This girl obviously only needs to feel that and nothing else. She has feelings about her ex and is trying to fill that feeling of emptiness with other people, including you. Please, spare yourself the pain, accept the person she is without having false hope and leave her. You don't have to explain what you found out, or tell people later about it later, because it is her problem and her issue to deal with, but I guarantee you, that relationship isn't going to work. Maybe it's hard to just throw away something or someone that gives you a feeling of not being alone, but it's going to hurt much more if you develop actual real long-term feelings about her and just finding out more and more stuff about her, that will honestly just disappoint you and possibly crush you. I hope I helped. These kinds of situations can turn out painful, and I think it is better to see people's major faults, and do something about them. What I'm 100% sure about is, you cannot help her, turn her or do anything for her to forget someone. You are not a psychiatrist. I'm talking from experience with a couple of different girls with issues. You can't. Good luck, man. Make a Tumblr just to talk about your ex and show her. JK, don't do that. Leave. She's not your GF. Or at least you're not her BF. Leave. Now. The girl you love and the girl you're with are not the same person. One lives only in your head, and the other is treating you poorly. Saying nothing won't change that, and you can't force your fantasy girl to become reality. It's time to gather your strength and go. Care enough about yourself and your personal worth to know that you deserve far better than that. Run for the hills before it's too late. You finding shit like this that early is only warning signs. That's not a warning sign. It's like opening the door to a cellar and there's a pool of gasoline on fire. You wouldn't call it a warning sign. It's just a house on fire, but yes, leave immediately.